Hi, this is Frank Schaefer. I'm an author and painter, and I'm sitting in my studio early Sunday morning in my bathrobe and having not put myself together yet, but having just been reading about a child in 2018 here in America, a 7-year-old who died of thirst while in custody of U.S. officials. Later this morning, after I dress and go pick up 3 of my 5 grandchildren, ages 10, 8, and 4.5. I'll be taking them to a Christmas pageant. They'll be dressed as little angels, and we'll be doing that whole thing, and families will be taking pictures. That's the image we like to have of the United States. Family-oriented, kind. A lot of us do religious practice. The base of that religious practice is kindness to others. In this same country, Stephen Miller, who is the weirdest anomaly of all things, and that is a Nazi Jew, a Jew who came to America because we had open borders at a time when Jewish people needed refuge from poverty and violence, has put together a policy of cruelty, the likes of which this country has not seen since we interred Japanese innocent, loyal Americans in camps during World War II in a moment of paranoid delusion very similar to the one we're in now. Stephen Miller and Donald Trump have forged a policy of cruelty in which it is now the new normal that a 7-year-old child dies of thirst in the United States of America. And once she goes into seizures and her fever spikes and she starts vomiting uncontrollably, she waits 90 minutes for any medical assistance. Because she's brown, because she's a child, because she's defenseless, in America at Christmas time, she dies of thirst. Of thirst. After having been in custody with American officials 8 hours, she dies of thirst and dehydration. This is the cruelty that pro-life evangelical white Christians are supporting. This is the cruelty of Donald Trump, a con artist and international mobster who has been laundering money for the Saudi Arabians and the Russians for decades, propping up his failing businesses, his 4 bankruptcies with his daddy's money, and cheating on taxes and all the rest of it. This is the cruelty we have learned to accept. A child dies of thirst at Christmas time in the United States of America while in custody of our Border Patrol agents, the front line of Donald Trump's cruel America, evil America. When will we purge ourselves of the Nazi sitting at Donald Trump's right hand, helping him craft policy that puts children in cages and now has killed a child who died of thirst? The Bible has a simple passage about giving a cup of cold water to someone in need, and doing it in Christ's name is the same as giving it to Jesus himself. We're at a time of the year when we think about a baby in a manger who had no place to be born except a stable. We're at a time of the year when we think about generosity. At this time of the year, Donald Trump and Stephen Miller have killed a child who died of thirst. The Border Patrol agents go out and they trash the bottles of water that are put out there by Christians who want to do something to help people crossing the desert. We've closed all the Border Patrol points where they could come in more easily. We make them back up into the desert and wait days while we process asylum seekers who have a right under international law to come here. We have killed a child with dehydration and thirst. This is the same president who is killing millions of children by backing the Saudi regime as they starve children to death in the desert with a mad prince who is an international murderer. Merry Christmas, America.